We just played The Dark Quarter, a mystery detective game, which I'm not going to spoil. Nothing here is spoilable. But basically, what you do is you and your friends embark on an adventure in New Orleans to try to solve certain crimes. So, what you do in your turn, you get all these little dices that you're going to use to do skill sets, right? And at the start of every turn, you refresh one of these dices and use it later, and you move around and you decide where you want to go on the map, and you can enter these locations that lead you to different locations that are on cards, but I don't want to spoil them, right? And some of the locations are very specific to characters. So for example, Mullins can only enter in this area, nobody else can do that. And when you are in one of these areas, you can interact with people, right? And you can have genuine conversations with these people. Sometimes you have to do tests, and when you do tests, just to give you an example, like you do one of these charisma tests, right? Or you want to discuss with them. So you roll your dices, and possibly, let's say you have a 4 dices and you roll them, and you roll, let's say you roll a 5, and this is automatic success, right? And if this cube would be here at 5, you check where your cube is, and then that's also a success. But for example, if you have the cubes like this on 5 and on 8, and you roll 9, right? You check how many you have to the left. You have 2 cubes. So you rolled 9, you have 2 cubes to the left, and that means 2 successes. And you add it to the app, which you have to download because this is an app game, and based on the successes you had, this is what results you have. And sometimes you get these little experience tokens that then you can spend here on the board to improve your dices, right? Move them towards the left, because that gives you a lot more choices to do all of these tests. And there's a lot of items. Look how many items there are, and in these items, without spoilers, you can scan them, right? And they give you information, and these are story items which are very unique. And basically, that's the very short state of the game. The game is very exciting. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of connections that can happen. And of course, you play it cooperatively. Everyone's decisions matter, and of course they also have their own little stories. They have to deal with personal stories. So I highly recommend The Dark Quarter.